YouTube, open your ears right now. Aye, aye, sir. Louder. All right. Yo, today's video, we're going to go over a few things, all right? First one being weapons. Second being ammunition. Third being sights. All right. I'm getting quite a bit of comments asking about what my loadout is, what type of rounds I'm using, what type of sights I'm using over on TikTok, where we got some magic that happened, by the way, y'all. Some magic is happening over there on TikTok, by the way. Okay. So if y'all want to follow that, should be right up here. I am. We're going to go over some of these things. We're going to take a look at all the weapon options that we have, kind of go over what I use personally. And then hopefully you can make a educated decision on your style and what applies to you. And hopefully this video helps out with that. All right. So I also stream on Twitch and Facebook. All right. You'll be able to see those links, and let's get to it. All right, here we are on Silver Ridge Peaks. All right, Silver Ridge Peaks. This is by far my favorite map so far up to this point. There is a new map that's coming out on the 28th, but we'll see how that goes. Before we go anywhere, man, just take a minute though. Like, look how beautiful these graphics are. I don't know, this game is just so fucking pretty. All right, anyways, moving on. Weapons. All right, so you've got quite a few choices that you can go from. Okay, and I found out that a lot of people kind of go off their own preference, you know, and the weapon choices are pretty simplistic if you actually look into it a little bit. All right, the 223, not really my style at all. All right, 270, I've used that before. It's a good gun. 300, that's my go-to for my large game animals any day of the week. All right, I'm always using the 300 for my large game. Perfect gun for it. Okay. The 7 mag is another option that you have. I like it. It's single shot though, so the reload between each shot is kind of like I always stick with the 300 personally, unless they add more big game rifles into the game, and then we'll try from there. But at this point, I stick with the 300. 7 mag is still good though. Okay, it's a good viable option if you don't have the 300, the cash for it, or the skill points for it yet, or whatever, right? Keep in mind, too, you'll find a description of all the guns and what exactly they're all about right there underneath the picture of them, okay? And the price is right underneath the gun, okay? I've never used this Coachmate 4570. There are a few other guns that I've never used, and I think I might just go ahead and buy them and do another video about the unique weapons of Hunter Call of the Wild. But we'll deal with that a little bit later. 30-06, this is another phenomenal choice for mid-size game. I always bounce around between this one and the M1, which we'll see here in a second, prior to the Modern Weapons DLC coming out. All right. So 30-06. Oh, yeah. All right. FL Sporter 303. I used that initially when it came out. I believe it got released with that Mexico map. I liked it. It was good. But I still found myself moving away from it. All right. This right here is an old muzzle loader. I call it Old Smoky. If you see my TikTok videos and the fog machine, this is what I use with it, right? Definitely a good gun, but I'm going to tell you, reloading is like just watching a brick blow over in a small amount of wind, right? It takes forever, right? But it's fun to use, okay? It's fun to use. Just make sure you're hitting your shots in those vitals, all right? Or else you're going to be in a bad way. Great gun. I've never used this King 470 DB Apex or whatever it is. This will probably be another one that I end up buying and trying it out. 22 Hornet, good. Gets it done for varmint for sure. I like it. The M1, definitely another good 30-06 round, right? Or another 30-06 good shooting gun. All right, I love it. It even gives a little ding when you run out on the mag. I mean, you just can't. It's a fun gun to use in the game. All right, I highly suggest using it as well. The 6.5 Creedmoor, I haven't touched it in a long time. I've used it quite a few times. Par, right? It just it wouldn't get the job done for some reason. It started off good, but then I think they nerfed it, and it was just yikes, right? 243 trash. Just being honest with you, trash. The MN 1890, never used it. It takes a weird kind of round. don't get this one confused with the M1. All right, so the M1 takes 30-06 round. This one, it looks like the M1, but it's not. It takes a whole different type of ammunition. All right, never use it. Don't care to. Some people might. I don't know. Just not me. Next up is this Vasquez Cyclone 45. It's an air pellet rifle or air rifle that shoots pellets. Very fun to use. Okay, very fun to use. My style of hunting, right? I've used it on goats, on Quattro Colinas, and it's fun, right? It's a fun little gun to use. All right, read the description on all these things. It tells you it has more than enough power to take down coyotes, boars, and even medium-sized deer. It's fun. It's a fun little addition. The 22 long rifle, this is what I always used to run around with before the Modern Weapons DLC came out. Very good for turkeys, small game, all that good stuff. Whitlock Model 86, which is a 30-30. I've never used it. This will be another one that I try with the unique weapons. Okay. There's also a 338 somewhere in here, that Rangemaster 338 that I skipped over on accident. But man, it'll get the job done for large game. But once I just always find myself going back to 300 for some reason. I don't know. All right, finally moving on to the good shit. Right. This is what I tend to go with all the time. So for my mid-size game, I always run with the Zarza 10 308 Stalker. All right, AR 10 308. I always use this. I've had a lot of fun with this gun ever since it got released. It's a great gun for mid-size. I don't really mess with the 223s much. Not my thing. If they just labeled it 5.56, I would be a little more attracted to it, but no. The 22 long rifle on the AR platform is what I use for my small game now. Shoots great. The only downside to this is it has a 5-round mag compared to the other 22, which I think it has 6 or 7 maybe. I'm not quite sure. But it's fun. Super fun. I promise you. Fun to use. And well worth it. I think it's like $3.99. The DLC is on Steam. If you can afford it, I suggest grabbing it. It's fun. All right. And then so that's what I use for my small game. And that pretty much covers most of the rifles that are here. Okay. Once again, my specific loadout that I use, Zarza 10 308 for midsize, 22 long rifle Predator on the AR platform for small game, and then for large game, I roll with the 300, which is up here, right there. Bam. Okay, so that's my specific loadout that I use. All right. Now, you may go through this list and be like, I can't buy some of these. All right. Number one, you may not have enough cash. Or number two, you might not have the specific expert points for it. All right. So I have all those unlocked because I have the rifle score for it. But I'm going to show you an example of what it looks like if you can't do it. Okay. And it's going to look like this. Okay. Except for it'll say rifle score. Okay. So on handgun score, I do not have enough handgun score to buy this specific pistol. All right. And it'll give you that notice right there on the bottom right. All right. It'll tell you what points you're at, what points you have to be at. And then it also gives you the price next to it. Okay. So work on unlocking those. Okay. Work on unlocking those because it's very helpful to have those already ready to go. And then once you have the cash, you can just buy it. All right. I don't really hunt with any pistols except for the 22. Just because I like to run around and try and kill beefalo, aka bison, aka water buffalo or Cape buffalo or whatever. Right. They make for some good TikTok videos. I specifically use that one. Very, very fun. Very fun to use. I've experimented with a few of them, used a few of them. It's just not my thing as much, right? For serious hunting, I would not use pistol, but some people do, and they stand by them, right? So if that's your thing, use them. America. Shotguns, I always find myself going back to this, however you say it, the one on top that's got the yellow around it, the 12 gauge, the pump 12 gauge. I think it's got 6 rounds if I recall correctly. All right, very good gun, very good to use. In the meantime, before I have used the over under because it's a little less either in rifle points or whatever. It's good, but you only get 2 shots out of it. All right. And then we all know that on geese, if you go in Hirschfield or however you say it, right, you get a lot of geese that fly in. So it's nice to have those 6 rounds from that 12 gauge pump right there. All right. It really is. Prior to having the points to unlock the 12 gauge, I used the 20 gauge. All right. Which was also a good gun. I had fun with it too. Right. The 12 gauge just has a little extra punch to it. So that's why I roll with it. But this 20 gauge is fun to use as well. All right. And then you can kind of go through this list, all types of shotties up in here that you can mess with. Right. But I always find myself going back to that one right there. All right. Bows. I haven't messed with the longbows before. I have never messed with the crossbows before. I do find myself using bows when I get on that bow hunting feeling or whatnot. Okay. So these are my two choices that I use. All right, right there. And I'll carry two of them. Right. If I want to go strictly bow hunting, I'll carry two bows, and then I'll just carry three types of arrows for mid-size, small, and large game. Right. And just kind of mess around in the menu to load them up on whichever one I want. Right. All right. Moving on to ammo. Ammo. I'm going to give you the answers right now. Polymer tip, polymer tip, polymer tip. If you have the option to buy polymer tip or soft point, don't waste your time or money on soft point. Just there's no need to, right? Polymer tip does not hurt the score. Doesn't hurt anything. At least anything that I've experienced. You can comment down below if you found out that there's a reason why you would use soft point. Because if there is, I don't know. But I would like to know if there is. All right. So if y'all know of a reason why anybody uses saw point, just make sure you comment down below and let me know. Now for the 22 Hornet, I also stick with a polymer tip. Okay. 22 long rifle. I use the jacketed hollow points. Pretty much most of these, once again, all polymer. And make sure that when you go and buy these things, especially if you don't have a lot of money to spend, like me, I have like $1 million, 1.9 mil to spend. Right. Make sure you're paying attention, not accidentally buying the wrong one, because I've done that quite a few times. All right. So polymer tip, polymer tip. That's why you see 2 green check marks here, because I accidentally bought the soft tip, 310 of them, right, on accident. Okay. So stick with the polymer if it's an option. All right. Moving on to some of these other type of weapons. For the air rifle pellets, I use the round nose. Okay. Me personally. For the old Smoky, the old muzzle loader, I go with the mini balls. Right. I don't use the round ball. I use the mini balls for my old Smoky. All right. Yeah. Yikes. Once again, always polymer. Always polymer. All right. Now, a key thing that you need to look at when you're buying this ammo. Okay. Over here on the right-hand side, it'll tell you what animal it's used for. Okay. So let's say you want to buy a gun and you're like, I don't have as much money, but I need a good mid-size game gun, right? You can go over the ammo instead of just buying the rifle right off the rip. Let's say you want to look at the 7 mag, right? You're like, damn, I kind of like that 7 mag. Should I spend the money on it? Hold on, let me look, right? Just click on the ammo, go down to where you find 7 mag, right? Which is right there. Click on it and it'll tell you all the game that you can harvest with that. Okay. So there's your little shortcut. All right, moving on to sights. Me personally, I don't ever use this Argus. All right, when you use it, it's like your character smokes 16 packs of Marlboro Reds before he ADSs, right? And the sway on it is just like, I'm telling you, it's like he smoked 16 packs of cigarettes before he lifted that rifle up. Okay, I stay away from it personally. I've seen people that use it, they like it. Yikes for me. Okay. This AScent, I use this on all my small game rifles. So for all my 22s that I carry on my loadout, I stick with that one. It keeps me in check on how far I'm shooting with the 22 because I like to take random far shots and sometimes having that, it helps with my Kentucky windage, right? For those of y'all that don't know what it is, it's like aiming higher, right, than what the crosshair is and trying to land a shot. Okay. I've actually done it quite a few times. I got pretty damn good at it, but I adjusted with it with this cheap ass scope. So I use this on my 22 long rifle, and I use it on the that air gun, that air rifle. All right. For your specific guns, right? For the unique guns, I guess would be better terminology, right? They'll have it kind of only one option to use for sights, so use it. Your night vision scope, that's fun to use. They've done a lot of work on the night vision since when I first started playing this game. Pretty good. It works quite well. It's fun to use too. This is my scope of choice up here for my mid-size game and large game rifles. So for my 308 and my 300, I use this. This one's great. The sway on it, it does not look like he smoked 16 pack of Marlboro Reds before he lifted up the rifle. If you want my opinion, go with this. And it's mid-cost. It's not the most expensive one. The Argus is the most expensive one. This is the mid-range one, and it's perfect for me. Perfect. I make 450-yard shots. It's just what I do, right? So it's fun to use, less sway, perfect scope if you ask me. All right. For all the individual items, like I said, you'll find True Vision for some of these guns, all this other stuff. You can kind of go through these, read. It'll tell you what they're for on the top right. All right, for the model R3 or the R30-6, 338. If you want to use these instead of scopes, I don't know why you would, but feel free to use them. All right. Handgun sights, True Vision. That's what I use for the only pistol that I mess around with in the game. But there's all these options here. Feel free to read them and use them if you want to. Shotgun sights. If you want to hunt with a shotgun, there you go. You got scopes for them. I use the True Vision sights on my 12 gauge. They work great. They're really good sights. Bow sights, I've only found myself using the rangefinder one, which obviously helps out because you can range what targets you're doing. And there's a green dot that shows up. So let's say I have an animal at 100 yards. Okay. There's a red dot in the center of the scope. I'll flex my E button or whatever button it is that prompts me to range it. It'll shoot the range. Underneath the red dot, there'll be a green dot. So green dot's where you would aim at. So you'd aim up, put the green dot on the target, and let the arrow fly. Okay. Just remember, red is going to be where you're ranging at. So if you got a buffalo out there, right, put the red dot on the buffalo, range it, and then the green dot that appears, it'll be lower or higher, depending upon the circumstances. But 9 times out of 10, because you're trying to shoot further, it'll be lower, which makes you aim the bow higher, which makes the arrow, do its thing, right? So aim at the green dot, but range at the red dot. Easy peasy. Got you. All right. And that pretty much covers it, right? I have not used any of these other sites. I haven't messed with them. Maybe one day. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll make a video if we do. All right. Once again, I just want to thank all of y'all for fucking being here. All right. Aye, aye, sir. Louder right now. All right. I want to thank all y'all for being here. And go, look, do me a favor, man. Go follow all my stuff, right? Go follow TikTok. Go follow Twitch. Facebook. All right. And then here for YouTube, once again, we're trying to make some magic happen. YouTube's kind of always been a dream of mine, right? So if y'all don't mind taking a few seconds to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below, man. Comment. Let me know if you think the video is helpful. Let me know if you think it's trash. Let me know if you got any kind of opinions on what else you want to see, and we'll make it happen for you. All right. All right. Aye, aye, sir. Do it right now. Hurry up. Louder. Right now. All right. Also, I challenge you, if you're out in public anywhere today, tomorrow, anywhere throughout the week, pick a random person, smile at them, say something nice. You never know what kind of day somebody's having, just how far that one single act of kindness can go. That is where changing the world starts. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Yikes, bro. Hold on. Let me get a drink. Yikes. If you could just like, subscribe, comment, and share this video out, right? No. Actually, if you could like and subscribe. No. I don't like it. All right, one more time from the top. Open your mouth right now. No, I don't want them to open their mouth. I want them to open their ears. Ah!